I am a 34-year-old woman, and 4 years ago, my best friend since college, Nicole, and I opened a small boutique bakery together, splitting ownership 50-50. We had dreamed about running a business together since our early 20s, and for the first 3 years, everything felt like exactly what we'd always hoped for. We split responsibilities naturally, with Nicole handling most of the financial side since she had more experience with bookkeeping, while I focused on baking, staffing, and day-to-day operations. About 14 months ago, I started noticing our profit margins looking thinner than expected, despite steady or even increasing customer traffic. I brought this up to Nicole a few times, and she always had a reasonable-sounding explanation: rising ingredient costs, new equipment maintenance fees, seasonal fluctuations that would even out eventually. I trusted her financial expertise completely and didn't dig deeper than the explanations she offered. The first real red flag came about 5 months ago, when I was covering for Nicole during a family emergency and needed to approve a vendor invoice myself for the first time in over a year. The invoice was from a supply company I didn't recognize, for an amount that seemed unusually high for the quantity of ingredients listed. I called the vendor directly to clarify a delivery discrepancy and discovered the company didn't actually exist as an active supplier. The phone number listed on the invoice went to a full voicemail box with no company greeting at all. I mentioned this to Nicole when she returned, assuming it was some kind of clerical error or an outdated vendor account that needed updating. She seemed slightly flustered, but explained it away as an old supplier we'd stopped using, insisting she'd correct our records. Something about her reaction stuck with me though, an unusual defensiveness that didn't match how minor the issue seemed on the surface. Over the following weeks, I started quietly reviewing more of our financial records myself, something I realized I had almost never done independently in 4 years of partnership. What I found over several nights of going through old invoices and bank statements left me physically sick. Multiple recurring payments to vendor names that either didn't exist at all or were connected to addresses that traced back to a P.O. box Nicole herself had access to. Over the past 14 months, nearly $40,000 had been funneled out of our business account through a series of fabricated vendor invoices, money that should have been shared profit or reinvested into the business we had built together. I sat with this discovery for nearly a week, cross-referencing everything obsessively, needing to be completely certain before confronting someone who had been my closest friend for over a decade. Once I had the full documented timeline laid out clearly, I asked Nicole to meet with me privately after closing one evening. I laid every fabricated invoice out on the counter between us, along with the P.O. box records connecting several of them directly back to her. I watched the color drain from her face as she realized exactly how much I had uncovered. After several minutes of attempted deflection, she finally admitted the truth. She had been struggling with significant personal debt from before our business even started, debt she had never disclosed to me, and had begun siphoning small amounts through fake invoices over a year ago, believing she could pay it back quietly before I ever noticed. A plan that clearly spiraled far beyond what she initially intended. The betrayal cut deeper than just the money itself. This was someone I had trusted implicitly for over a decade, someone I had built a shared dream with, systematically stealing from something we had created together while looking me in the eye every single day and pretending everything was fine. I consulted a business attorney the following week,